Good afternoon. We're going to do a video on wholesaling and investor. Our goal is to buy properties cheap. What are our challenges? Deal analysis, financing, exit strategy. Where can we get the best deals? The best deals are direct to seller. That is, there's no wholesaler, there's no realtor. It's just you buying the house from somebody. To do this regularly, because you're going to run out of people you need to make it a business. You spend 3 to 10,000 a month or more sending out mail, doing social media, advertising for sellers, cultivating divorce lawyers, probate lawyers, realtors, setting up mail and email and getting a CRM and having a business plan. You hire actual people, VAs or actual people to go to work. You can use a program like FreedomSoft. There's other examples. Let me see. I've got one already set up here to show you. This is FreedomSoft. It's a software program that will allegedly help you buy houses. If you want something else, you can Google home buyer software, and there's tons and tons of pages of product and software that you can buy to help you run this business. And that's how you need to look at it. You need to treat it as a business. To get the best deals, you have to go direct to seller. And it's easy when it's easy, but it's hard if you don't have the systems in place. Now, if you'd like to do this, and you will fund it, I will set up a business to create the activity to get the leads. Now, once you get the leads, it doesn't mean you're going to get houses. But if you don't have the leads, you're not going to get houses. So what are the strategies? You can buy houses with a fix and flip. You can buy them to wholesale. You can buy them to landlord. What is a good deal? We analyze the criteria by the solds. So let's define criteria: beds and baths and garages and square footage and acreage and year built and area. If it's an area, you're going to focus on that area. You're going to figure out the bell curve, which is what are the low priced houses selling for, what are the middle houses selling for, and what are the high priced houses selling for. On area, you need to make sure there's enough houses for you to get some volume. We want to look at oranges to oranges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over into MLS, and I'm going to look at Clearwater solds because they're so interesting. So let's jump into that. Is this one? Actually, these are the active. This is the solds to start off with for the wrong area. Let's get back in there. Here they are. All right, these are the Clearwater solds over the last 21 days. And this is how we're going to analyze the market. Beverly was on the market for 10 days. They were asking $360,000, and it sold for $380,000 over the asking price. Here's 440. After 17 days, they discounted at $47,000. 435,000 sold for 420,000 in 25 days. 436,000 sold for 430,000 in 38 days. Now, these are all the same criteria. 435,000 sold for full price in 0 days. 445,000 sold for 455,000, 10,000 over in 24 days. Likely, the seller paid 10,000 in closing fees. In 5 days, this one sold over the asking price. 475,000 sold for full price in 1 day. All right, so now we've got an idea of what the market looks like for this product. Let's go ahead and look at the actives. What can we buy in this It's exact same criteria. And the answer is we can buy 335 is the cheapest property, and then 399, 415. So this is just a horrible criteria if you're a buyer. If you're a seller, there's a lot of demand. And that's one of the things that you're going to have to do when you're deciding what to buy. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go jump back into the presentation. Quality of product. So if we buy waterfronts, we're just going to analyze waterfront. If we're buying newer resales, luxury, or location, we're going to look at just the product that matches that product. So right now, you're going to say, I want to work on my next purchase. And you're going to have to determine what's your criteria. Is it a price-based purchase? You have a price, and then you have an all-in amount. What is your price? I want to pay $200,000. My all-in amount is $300,000. Beds and baths. Some people do not want to deal with anything less than a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. But the truth is the cheapest product is 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And if you're landlording, I know some landlords that don't want big houses because they don't want to end up with a lot of people in their house. You buy a 2-1, you rent it out to one person, a single person, and it becomes a whole lot less damage or on the house. Let's go shopping. So let's create a criteria. I'm going to use Port Richey, New Port Richey, and Holiday. Hudson is too big. I need to keep the numbers down to where we can easily analyze it. I'm going to do no flood zones, and I recommend you do not buy flood zones. No dirt roads, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. We're going to use a fix and flip mentality. We're going to be cash buyers, or we're going to get a renovation loan. And when we sell it, we're going to sell it with buyer incentives. The idea here is that if you sell at FHA and you're willing to pay closing fees, you are going to get a higher price for your property. All right, so let's look at the actives in this criteria. There's 597 of them. $139,000 in Griffin Park, $149,000 in Jasmine Lakes, $150,000 in Moon Lakes, $165,000 in Temple Terrace, $169,000 in San Clemente, which may be 55 and older, $170,000 in Colonial Manor. Now let's take a look at this one. Actually, let's look at Amadeus because it's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Well, whenever a property's cheap, it means there's something wrong, and we don't know what it is because we're jumping in here blind. I didn't look at this, but it sure looks like it's on that little lake. It says it's a fixer-upper. It's been on the market for 24 days, which is really a problem because this looks to me like it might be a good deal. And I ponder why it hasn't, they want $10K in earnest money. Anyway, so here is a deal, I would say. And there's got to be more to it. There's a reason why this thing looks so cheap. But that's not the point. The point is that we have now found a product. How do we decide if it's a good deal? We have to go over there and look at the solds. And we know this one's in Port Richey. So let's just look at Port Richey. And we have 367 sold. So we can't use that number. We have to get a number that's small enough to have meaning. 46 properties in 21 days. That's not going to help us. All right, here, there's 16 properties that are 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The cheapest one sold for $158,000 in 92 days. Actually, they were asking $169,000. It sold for $158,000. The property had a remediated sinkhole that was repaired, so that's not an issue. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at my sinkhole settlement videos. $219,000 sold for full price. That looks like an old tile roof, so it's going to need a roof. But Jasmine Lakes, the same neighborhood as our Amadeus. Amadeus looks like a deal. $235,000 sold for full price in 33 days. Niagara, $250,000 sold for $240,000. This is $118 a square foot, and this looks like a good house. I don't know if it's a good deal. It's got low ceilings. What neighborhood is this? Regency Park. Yeah, if you're looking at Regency Park or Embassy Hills, also look at the Lakes because the Lakes has a better, higher ceilings and larger lots. Okay, I'm Randal Jenkins. I'm at American Mortgage Services. I make these videos. Here's a best practices video that you should really watch. Here's a webinar that I did. Here's real estate tips. I'm putting out more and more content on YouTube. And actually, if you're watching this, you're watching it on my YouTube channel. And what I urge you to do is if you have a criteria, like you want to know about something and have a local flavor, you could simply type in, say, owner financing, and you'll see an owner financing video here. If you're looking at flood homes, I have quite a bit of content on flood properties and discussion of flood properties. If you're looking for tips, I have quite a few, 27, 25, 28. I actually have 103 real estate tips. If you're thinking about learning about sinkhole properties, Here's 3 videos on sinkhole properties that will give you an insight on understanding sinkholes and settlement and the differences, and why you should consider buying unrepaired sinkholes for your rental property portfolio. Anyway, I'm Randy Jenkins. I urge you to also consider signing up for my Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, go to Randal Jenkins Real Estate Partners, and I post all my content here, and you can take a look at some of the videos here, and then any updates I might make regarding, I did this multifamily video. I was out of town for the last couple of weeks, so I did not post much, but I'm back, and I'm going to start posting. I appreciate you watching my video. I wish you the best. Have a great day.